Headless architecture is a software development concept that separates the front end from the backend layer of the application. The front end will be decoupled from the backend and it will communicate using the API. Whatever the front end, be it web app, mobile app, or desktop app, or whatever it is, it can communicate to the same backend layer using the API. This makes it different from the traditional monolithic architecture where all the layers, the user interface layer, business logic layer, and the data access layer, all the layers are tightly coupled. Now you might get confused with the microservice architecture. Well, the term headless architecture is similar to the concept of microservice, but they are slightly different. Microservice is an architectural style that structures an application as a collection of services. This allows to cherry pick the service whichever needed without affecting the rest of the application. Whereas headless architecture focuses mainly on decoupling the front end and back end layers. So we can say headless architecture falls under the umbrella of microservices. You might be hearing the terms headless commerce and headless architecture very much together. Well, both are similar concepts. Although the concept of headless architecture is relevant to all multi-tiered applications, still it is becoming the primary choice for digital commerce platforms. In other words, digital commerce platforms designed with headless architecture is termed as headless commerce, which means when compared to the legacy e-commerce platforms which follows the monolithic architecture, the front end of the e-commerce platform will be decoupled from the back end. From this representation you can understand whatever the e-commerce platform, the front end framework remains the same. So that is the biggest advantage. So be it commerce tools or Shopify or Magento, the front end remains the same. Say if you want to migrate from Shopify to Magento, you only need to work on the backend layer, keeping the front end as such. The front end now needs to consume the Magento APIs, which was Shopify earlier. So to summarize, why should someone use headless architecture? Since it uses API to communicate between front end and back end, it can easily integrate other tools as well. The developer can use any language or framework since both the layers are decoupled. The only thing matters is the API response. Since it follows the microservice architecture, the productivity can be accelerated using the agile workflow. Also, the headless architecture enables omni-channel presence. Now you might think what omni-channel means. Well, we'll discuss that. Before understanding omni-channel, you should understand what single channel and multi-channel means. Single channel commerce means you are selling your product via one sales channel only. This could be a physical store or a web shop or something similar to that. This alone can work perfectly well. But if you want to give your customers a richer experience with your brand, it's wise to look into additional channels where you can sell your product. So here comes the multi-channel. So multi-channel commerce means you are selling your product to your customers on different channels, both online and offline. You interact with your customer via social media, by phone, and in your physical store. Now comes the omni-channel. Similar to multi-channel, omni-channel commerce also has multiple channels both online and offline. The only difference is in omni-channel all the channels are connected. So by this way, the customer has a seamless experience across every platform. By this, we are coming to the end of this video. I would love to know which is your favorite e-commerce platform and why you like it. Please feel free to jot it down in the comment section. Thanks for watching.